Welcome back, of course, it's still DayBreak Africa, coming to you from our own studio. Today we have a very wonderful topic before us, of course, looking forward to the forthcoming gubernatorial election that is coming by November 11th. We'll be talking about the preparations and everything that it entails as it's coming forward, and we are also looking forward to it. To do justice to this wonderful topic before is a political analyst, the person of Gbenga Ajisafe. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Micheal. Good morning, Angela. It's good to have you people.
It's very nice to have you in the studio.
Yeah, thank you very much.
All right.
Well, to kickstart, I think currently we have like 4.5 million candidates already, voters who are going out for these elections in 3 states, Bayelsa, Imo, and Kogi state. However, we still have the issue of insecurity at the side, and it is really pressing at this moment because we've seen various situations in different states where this is playing out. So what do you have to say so far?
In terms of securities, we have it all over the Nigerians. It's not Bayelsa, it's either Kogi or Imo. But I want to believe that our security architectures are there to arrest the situation, and they have the capacity to do that. I want to believe that with all things going well this time around, the INEC and the security they should be able to get it right and give us a free, fair election in these 3 states. That is our stake, and that is what we want for now.
Okay, you made mention of something. I would still like us to dwell on that a bit. Let's go back a bit to 2019 when the election was conducted. We use Kogi State as a case study. There was a lot of, let me say, electoral violence during the election. Then a lot of things happened that, okay, we felt like at 2023 election, we are going to see an upgrade. But fast forward to 2023 general election, the presidential election, we still saw situations of this magnitude still coming up. Some on social media that we were seeing pictorial evidences. And at the end of the day, we couldn't even see any of those perpetrators brought to book. 2023 election is still on for the gubernatorial election for 11th of November. We still have this as a dilemma, a thing that everybody's still feeling like, okay, people are scared to come out. You said something in your word that you believe. Let's believe that they have everything in check. Let's believe that they have done everything fine. But if we have to look from what has happened before, do you think we have the full confidence and let's say believe that we can go out and cast our vote? Especially, I'm saying this for the citizens of different states. We're talking about the Imo, Kogi, and Bayelsa.
Yeah, thank you very much, Michael, for that. I want to tell you categorically that we all know how things are being run here in these countries. But we have this mindset that there's going to be a lot of improvement in terms of the lack areas that the INEC have been lacking ever since UK since 2019. So up to now, there's a little bit of upgrading in terms of how INECs are being able to relate with people, public relations with parties, how sensitizations about how voters have been going around telling people. All these are part of the improvement we have seen. The added things that we were able to see in these 2023 elections, which is about is the PVAs. The PVAs have come up, and that is the plus of this current INEC chairmans. And I want to believe that if they are using the PVAs to arrest every situation of things and tell the politicians, the political gladiators, with their political gazos to not take it, that the PVAs will work. So I think the less of insecurity will be because gone are the days that people just go and stick ballot papers and and take ballot box. If PVAs are up to tax, I think it will stop a lot of this madness that we have seen before now.
And you made mention of something in your statement, and I carefully listen. There is this word I see, if. So that means it is surrounded by a lot of uncertainty, because you said something like, we know how things are being run in this country. In your word, it means that there's a format that is supposed to be run, but it is not being run well, if I get you correctly. And you made mention of the word if. So if we still have the ifs around all these things, security is paramount for you to have a good, credible, and a very nice election to come out with a very good result. But if we cannot guarantee this, it's still a very big issue. Doesn't mean that at the end of the day, we are still going to be going back to the court or going forth. But you made mention of Vivas as a game changer. But at the end of the day, some of the things that were promised that the Vivas are going to be given to us at the presidential election, we didn't see all these things. At the end of the day, everything ended in the court. So are we still going to say we are going to wait again if the Vivas malfunction? If this is to come out, we are still going back to the court.
I think Professor Yakub should be able to tell the excellent officers that is there in Kogi, Bayelsa, and Imos that his integrity is at stake at this moment. People are watching. People are felt the impact of what just happened in February 25 and what the outcome of the general elections are not being forgotten easily. I think integrities should be able to see people that have integrity to put in the right places. The armies, the civil defense, the police. I think all these people have a lot of questions to ask. They should send people that have credible in force to please do this for sake of progress of this country, because the moment we start having problems in our conducting of elections, we have nobody to blame than those people. We have nobody to blame than these people. The security architecturals, the INEC officials, these are the problems, these are the umpires that people rely on, and the moment they fail us, we have problems, and the more problem we have, the more democracy will not grow in Nigerians. And if democracy is not growing in Nigerians, all we are seeing in African country today is not far-fetched from what we are going to be seeing in Nigerians. So the moment we fail to conduct a credible elections and the people felt the right people are not getting to the office, they lose trust in this democratic system of government in Nigerians, we have problems to run against all these people. So the best thing is for the security architectures, the INEC officials to bring out their integrity and do the rightful things. So that is the only things, because I know political gladiators, the political gurus have their own plans that they want to come to power by all means. They want to bribe their way in. They want to bring all those thugs to force on peoples, to threaten peoples, to harass peoples. All these are the games we've known before now. So I think these are areas that the police, the civil defense, the DSS, all these people should be able to sit down and say, look, we won't take this anymore. So the better for us to do this and get it right. And think in Nigeria, the international world are watching. We have European Union government are sending their observers. The EU are here. So these people are just watching all this set of graduates playing their role very well. And I want to believe that with all this, with the shamans, the professors, Yakub, all these people should be able to do the rightful things, the needful.
Anyways, I'm quite particular about insecurity at this point, because when you look at the situation on ground now, especially in Kogi State, you hear lots of violence going on towards the elections, and this is a paramount thing that most individuals tend to look out for, because it's their life we're talking about. They are going out there to cast their votes, to perform their own rightful franchise as citizens of the country. However, it does not secure their safety at the end of the day. So I don't know if it's possible that insecurity is dealt with probably before the elections. And let us not forget the fact that we also have certain reports not quite long that we do not have enough forces to secure our country. More like they are losing hands, if possible, if I'm permitted to say that. So what can we now hold on to, or what can the citizens actually hold on to at this point to pin to their safety in order to go out there to cast their vote? Because if safety is not guaranteed before the election, that means automatically most people will tend to think that on the election day is going to be worse. So
thank you, Angela. It's not only in Kogi, also in Imo. We have issues of problem that people have been threatening not to come out to come and vote, because the feds, the government have not been it's not been credible enough They are not being sincere to their yearnings, and they are not listening to them. So these are areas that security, we have problems in terms of securities. But be that as it may, I want to tell you, categorically, that even in Bayelsa, we have peoples that still have this hope in Nigerians, that believe that with all the threats, with all they will still come out and cast their vote. But the empathy of it is that we don't have much. Earlier on we say 5.4 millions of total registered voters in these 3 states, and we may not have much. If we have threats, we will not have less than 3-point-something millions that will come out, even less than that. So that is the problem, and all this affects our democracy in Nigerians. The moment people don't have confidence, the moment people are not safe, and they are start losing trust in the government, and the government start fading. So this affects, it go a long ways that people boycott voting, the civil rights, and the moment they start boycotting those who vote, or the less people that registers are the one that is voting, it shows that the minute of those who are registered are the one that is voting. So it shows that we are not ripe for democracy, and that's have a very problem in our country. So those are areas that we need to send the best of our men, of uniforms, the best of who have pedigree, who have integrities, who have characters, who are peace-loving force men, those who can arrest situation of things on grounds. And that's why the IG, the civil defense, the DSS, even the army, they have to be upright and doing in this forthcoming election, so that these people's villagers, women, young youth, we have confidence in our security appetite, security structures, so that we will not just have little people that is coming out to come and vote. It will not sound good of the elections.
Now, looking at the whole thing, the figures now, talking about the 3 states in question, we have over 10 candidates for each of those states. We witnessed something very interesting in the just concluded presidential election. At the end of the day, it ended in court, and everybody was yearning, everybody was shouting for the 25%. Now, it is a mandate that you attain a certain amount, a certain percentage of total votes as a winner for you before you can emerge as a winner. Now, we have these lots of numbers in each of those states. This comes to a lot of political gladiators, as you made mention in your first statement, that people will be jostling to come into power, trying all their possible best to come as the winner. At the end of the day, we see that we have major people in that state. Like Kogi State, I like to use as a point of reference. We have Muritala, which is somewhere that is coming from a party that was not really seen before, but is really garnering a lot of supporters. We have the likes of Dino Melai, and also we have let's say the anointed son of the incumbent governor, which is Odudu. Now we have these 3 people and other gladiators coming together, coming from different parties. We have seen a lot of cross carpeting, a lot of things happening at these 9 minutes of the election time. Now, at the end of the day, are we not still going to see a repetition of what happened in the presidential election of, let's say, 25% issue again? And this situation now, we know we don't have the Federal Capital Territory to say, okay, you have to have Federal Capital Territory plus this. Now, do we have our electoral law covering such situation, or the Constitution covering such situation, if at all they should arise?
But the electoral laws have a lot of blueprints, or how all these things are being run. You have given them the guidelines, and the latest political tsunamis we are having is conclusive elections. We also have this INEC will just come out and say the election is not concluded. I don't know where they got that one from, but they have started using it, and that is the only thing we can have in this governorship election. If you have a tide somewhere that is two political parties have too close, they will just bring this this same language and say election is inconclusive. So that is areas we will be finding strange here in Nigerians. But be that, we still believe that no how there's going to be a lot of spinning, a lot of cross-carpeting, like what you said, a lot of what we call it, yes, we always, you see what happened in Osun State before Aregbesola left, before Yunola errors and all this era. People will lobby other political parties to come and so that they can have some bulk of vote in your areas, because everybody have his own strong areas. So you may be popular in your areas. I might not have been popular, but I have at least, I still have about some more percentage of vote than you. So I can lobby you. It's part of it that you can, be my friend after the election. We sit down and see what portfolio we benefit from you. So these are areas that politics is in deep areas that people will still work on. But the fact is still that the INEC should sit right, call the security the personnel, so that they will tell them, look, we need the best of you. We don't just want you people to be on ground, and we know that the system is somehow corrupt, but we don't want that this time around. That is it. So if they can do that, we see the best, and people will not be too much in hurry to go to court. If they see that they lost gallantly, they will not be too hurry to go to court.
Well, recently we had news that a court in Abuja disqualified the APC candidate for I think Bayelsa. Yes, Timmy Silva, stating that he already was sworn in twice into the governor's seat, and going again for another election will, breach the constitution, the 1999 constitution as amended. So what do you think about this? Because if he already knew the constitution, why go again for another election?
For the third time to be sworn in. Everybody have his own interpretation of law. That's why it's good that I went to Abuja to go and seek that injunction that, look, you have been sworn in twice, and the constitution stipulated that somebody that you have been sworn in twice. He was claiming that you have not spent 8 years, but that is not the matter. I've been sworn in twice. So it's only the Supreme Court that we affirm whether it's real that is either you say 8 years or you say twice you have been sworn in. So no matter whether you used your 8 years completed, it doesn't matter. So far you have been sworn in twice, you spend your own time, you can go. So that is area that we are looking at it. But let the court interpret what it means, what the constitution is telling us.
Although so that we've seen most of the times when our politicians, this is more like a norm now, they always want to spend the 8 years in the office before moving on. Is that not supposed to be a fast track to this, probably a check to make sure this is stopped very soon? Because if not checked in soon, we will see a situation where probably a bill can be passed one day where they'll be demanding for extra terms.
Yes, because the same similar things, I want to believe that occurred in Jonathan's time. Jonathan was wrong with Yaradua. So Yaradua died, Jonathan continued. And he spent almost 2 years in office as a president, not as acting as a president, almost 2 years. And he was voted for in his own platform for another 4 years. So Jonathan has spent almost 6 years in office as the president of the Federal Republic of Nigerians. Some people felt it's not right for him to contest again, that if he contested, then he will go in for 10 years on the road. And the constitution giving rooms, he said, look, this man is coming out on his own for the so all these things are areas that the Supreme Court, the apex court of the country, will interpret what is the constitution really saying. Because if you can write a constitution and you may not understand the deepness or the in depth of that constitution, what is entailed. So the court will have the final say and say, look, this is the right things, and this man have the right to contest again, or not having the right to contest. I think that is a normal thing. It's normal thing.
You said something that really interests me. You said the courts, the apex court, the judges, we have to interpret. But I want to believe that when a constitution is being written, there should be a level of inclusiveness towards the citizens of the country. Now, we were colonized by the British, the English-speaking countries, and I believe the constitutions are written in English. So why is it a thing that everybody, we have to wait for an individual, possibly the person bestowed with power, to come and interpret the law? Like the situation of the and. I want to understand that when we say and, it means that this cannot stay without this. But at the end of the day, we came to the court and we heard something different from what a normal English person is supposed to be able to say, okay, this is what it means. So looking at our constitutions, our electoral laws, our constitutions, don't you think there are a lot of ambiguous statements that are not supposed to be there, and they are supposed to have been reduced or removed, so that all this kind of situation will not be arising after elections?
Yes, I want to tell you that, Mike, we have all this. We have the times, we have the capacity to do all this, but you know, the systems have not been checked enough. We don't have a better institutions that we bring all these things to checkmate. So, and that is the area we're having problems. We, as a civil right and the civil societies, which we want to practice a true democratic system of government. Our constitution should be written the way it's being written, but it should be in our hearts. It should be in our just like we can quote anywhere in our Bible verse. We should be able to quote our constitution and people will be able to understand it to a layman in the streets. And that's why when you say the British colonized us, the British colonized us good, but the British have constitution that everybody knows their constitution. Nobody is more or less like unwritten constitution.
It's a pop and plain thing.
Your pop and plain things is very simple for you to digest, to read. You don't need to go and read books before you know that this is not proper, this is proper. So I think our lawmakers, with all due respect, should work on this, break it down, see how we can be injected to be part of us, and see how even the layman in the street will be able to know that this thing you are doing is wrong. And we don't need any interpreter, just like what you say, to interpret that you don't need to contest again. You ought to have, in your bedroom, you have to have been told that, look, my friend, you have spent 2 times of, so you don't need to come back and contest again. These are areas that we should work on also, so that primary school students, secondary school students will be able to know our constitution better. So we should break it down to the levels of layman, and people can interpret what it really means. What is the meaning of what is in the sections of a particular section in Constitution?
Okay, you said something. I would like to always take you back on your words about the beavers. That you said there has been a lot of, let's say, tremendous improvement through beavers. Of course, beavers were supposed to be a game changer. That all of us felt like, okay, when beavers come, everything will be transparent. And you will agree with me that a lot of youth did come out for the presidential election because they felt like, since it's computerized, everything will be in clear figures and everything. But prior to the election, there were a lot of promises. And I'm still sure there are a lot of promises now being made to the Imo, the Kogi, the Kogites, and the rest, all of them there, and say, okay, don't worry, this is going to be. And you made mention of something like integrity on the part of Professor Mahmood. All these things comes to play. But at the end of the day, we are always going back to court. So are we saying that the electoral body are not fit to give us a president or anybody, let's say a candidate that emerges as victorious, and at the end of the day we have to go back to the court for a judge to come and declare that this is the winner? So what are we really doing? Do we really have a democratic system that is working in relation to our electoral system?
Okay, let me tell you one thing, that our electoral law is not, you have given rooms for INEC to perpetrate this called political manipulations of giving rooms for them to just come out and tell us what is not right. I want to tell you that if we can get it right with this electoral law, I think INEC should be the first witness in the box to answer any case at all. What they promise us is good. That's why you use that word, that the beavers have given hope to be hopeless. People cannot be spending their own money to contest for an election that is not credible. It's not worth it. People cannot be wasting their time, energies for people to steal their votes. It's uncalled for. And these areas, that's why we need to get it right. That's why we always tell these people that, look, it's not about the money people come and give to you. It's about, are you helping the system to grow? Or you are killing it. If you are killing it, we affect you. What is seen that is happening in our neighbor's country today is because of all this that is taken, that people will want to hold on to power, they want to force themselves on the will of the people. And if you are forcing yourself on the will of the people, the repercussion is always there for us. We have been seeing it. So please, I'm using the medium to tell them that, look, the electoral law should be changed. INEC should be the first witness in the ballot paper, because they are the one that conduct all the election. They are the one that tell us this person won. So come and tell us how manage will be able to get 50 votes from areas that the agents say there is only 20. So that's why they brought up this the beavers. The beavers is for us to transfer from the unit level, to transfer with electronic transfer from that unit to that portal, which is INEC, so that people will know that we have total numbers of votes in this social unit at social time, and we are able to transfer it to our central portal in INEC office. So these are areas that the professor should be able to tell his boys to work on. I want to believe that if all things are being done like this, we don't have much problem. Everybody will go and seek for votes. People go and canvass for votes. Go and tell people what you think you can do for them, and not stealing and bringing issues and killing and with threats. These are areas that the security will be having problems. So if all this work in hand, I don't see how we can have good and credible election Nigerians in Kogis and in Imos and Bayelsa. So we just want to believe that our umpire will do the needful.
Well, still as regards this issue of going to court and all of that, recently as well, the CJN, as the Chief Justice of the nation, came out and said there have been almost like the court now has been filled up with lots and lots of political cases lately. And well, from your own side of view, what do you get to tell about our politicians these days? What does it speak about them?
It's a season for everybody to make money. The politicians have been trying their best to get to powers through every means you can ever imagine. And spiritually, physically, they have been pushing hard. And the judge also have a seasonal period for them to also do the needful. It's not about making money. We have not been courted them, but we need them to tell these people that, look, you lost this case, you should go and prepare for another 4 years. These are areas that we all of us will be smiling as a country. We don't have problems with people that we want to force their way to corridors of powers. And I want to just tell you that INEC is the problems. If INEC could get it right, tell us total numbers of voters that have voted, I think we have a lot lesser problems in court.
Well, we have another standing issue, and according to INEC reports, not all agents of all the political parties have been submitted yet. And you can see that we have few weeks to the election. So what are some of those problems you think might actually pop out when the election comes out without having the complete number of agents they ought to have at their polling units?
Yeah, those ones is not the problems of INEC. That is the problems of the political parties and the politicians. If a political party, they don't have enough agents, it shows that he cannot carry foul that he have lost the election. because you lost it when you don't have agent. You have lost the battle already. You don't need to go to the battle field. Just like a student that is going to school without no books or pen to write. You don't have agent to tell you that in this social unit we've won or we lost. That shows that you are not prepared for the election. So some political parties are more or less, they want to work for the big shot, but they don't know how to go about it, or they want to make name for themselves. So if you don't have enough agents, you don't have anything to do in this election. I want to tell you that is not the fault of INEC. It is fault of the political party and the politicians that is running on that, especially the governorship candidate that is running on that political party.
Well, just before we go, what are your words to candidates out there vying for positions in this election, and also to some of these individuals or citizens who have already registered and are ready to vote, but due to the insecurities, they are quite scared of one thing or another happening? So what's your total advice to them, as well as INEC and the government at large?
Thank you, Ajira. I just want to say this, that the politicians, you see that this is my state. I'm from Nigerians, and I want to develop my state. And I will not be seeing my brothers, whether he's from the south or he's from the north or he's from the central, that we are enemies. We are working towards the same good. What is the good is to develop our state. If they have this mindset, and they are free to embrace each other, to talk, to chat, and say, look, I want to support you. If you have won, I will support you 100%, that you make sure that Kogi, Bayelsa, Imo move forward. I don't want to care if it's my parties that won or your party that won. I will support you with 100% of my knowledge, my powers, to make sure that Kogi, Imo move forward, or Bayelsa move forward. I think that is that for the politicians. In terms of the citizen want the best for their states, and they want the politicians to promise them they can do it, and they believe in them. That's why they are coming out to come and vote for them. They believe that there will be a turnaround in their states, and that is the hope they are having in them, and that is why they are coming out to come and showcase that they have that promise, trust in you. So the government should do the needful, especially the present government should make sure that there's enough police and armies, civil defense, the DSS on ground to checkmate every little pocket of violence that want to come up, so that we will not be able to say that it's because they have problem here. That's why the election was inconclusive or what, so that all those will not be part of the histories of what we want to talk about. So that is it for Nigerians. Nigerians are looking up to Mahmoud to do the needful, the professor for him to tell Nigeria that he can do this. Is enough to do this, and that will go a long way for helping the countries and the people in those areas.
Well, thank you so much for joining us this morning. It has been a wonderful discourse so far.
I must say thank you very much for coming on the program.
Thank you for having me.
Well, to our viewers, thank you as always for coming back to DayBreak Africa, and this is where we'll be calling it off for this episode of DayBreak Africa from our studios here in Ondo City. But we'll be handing you over right now to our Lagos station. Do stay tuned. While I sign out right now, I am Angela Daku.
And of course, I remain Micheal Obagiri.